Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I've got a charity shop hunt video for you, and it wasn't even meant to be a charity shop. I was literally going to one store near me, which can be the best one around, can be garbage. Like, as you'll see in the clips, the toys, well, just about everything apart from furniture is more or less just chucked anywhere. So you never know what you're going to find or where you're going to find it, and more often than not, it's nothing. But I wanted some furniture. I was looking for like a set of shelves or something that I can put over the computer desk to utilize this space here for storage, because it's just about the only area in the room that I haven't made use of. And just as it turned out, there was loads of really cool toys there. And then at first I was kind of like, right, well, we'll get a clip of that. We'll do a little TikTok video with that. We'll put these together. We'll do a little thing. And it just kept going. So I decided to make a little video about it. So let's get into it now, and I'll talk you through what I'm thinking, what we came away with, and so on in the clips. And then I'll do a wrap up at the end, show you what we actually got.
So first we have some Nerf guns, quite a lot of Nerf guns actually, and X-Shock guns and other kinds of blasters and stuff like that. This shop can be pretty useful for them, but in this particular instance, you know, I'm looking through them all, I'm not liking these prices. I'm seeing £2 for like single shot blasters and £5 for that commander blaster there. I try to avoid the kind of bow and arrow ones as a general rule anyway. As you can see here, I found another commander one, but I was much more intrigued by the £2 sticker on this one, so that I was like happy to pay. This Fortnite micro shot was like 50p, and I'll take more or less anything for 50p. And then I came across this Bobby Lashley figure on its own for £1. And again, I'll pick up any wrestling figure for £1 really. I looked at this Incredibles mobile for my nephew, but in the end I thought it's pretty big and my sister will just hate me for it. As you can see, there's just more blasters thrown around all over the place. This big one was like £8 and obviously isn't a brand I particularly recognise, so I just left it. And then we came to the Action Men. And not only Action Men, but reasonably priced Action Men. And finally, Action Men that actually have clothes on. And I had to put things down to actually take a look at them. I popped when I saw Professor Gangrene here, I'm not gonna lie. I was really excited. And then I came across this David Seaman figure. That was just a whole different feeling. And there's this cool Darumaka plush as well, but that was like £8. You see the Bray Wyatt basic there as well, but that was like £2. And there's this really cool electric organ. And I've always said I'd love, as a music channel, I'd love to just buy music gear from charity shops and test it out. We've got some pop figures in one of the cases. I generally try not to look at the cases because they're usually expensive and it's a bit of a pain asking someone to get something out anyway. And that's everything. So now for the wrap up.
So yeah, an interesting set of stuff in Daisy Chain today. Like, it really shows the variation in pricing within the store. The best example is the two Nerf guns that were exactly the same, but one cost £2 and one cost £5. Like, that is the best way to summarize Daisy Chain. You have to look to see if it is a cheap price, but a lot of the time it's a rubbish price and you choose to leave the thing behind. Like the Darumaka Pokemon plush, that was like £8. There was no way I was taking that. But we did get £11 worth of stuff. We got some really cool bits. So starting off with the Nerf guns, where we started off, I took home the £2 Commander Elite 2.0. This actually isn't great. I like selling Nerf guns and stuff, and it works and everything. It's in pretty good nick. There's no like major cosmetic wear. There's no scratching all over it or anything like that. It's not dirty, it's not muddy or anything. Nerf guns can come in all kinds of conditions. It's not really worth much. I currently have this on Vinted for £4, and I think it's on eBay for £5 or £6 or something. There's really not a lot of money in it. There's definitely a few pounds, but yeah, not great, but definitely something that I like to sell. So you know, it could be worse. And this is definitely also something that I would keep, except I have this is one of the types of blaster that I have plenty of. That's something that we'll hit onto in the Disaster Armory video if I ever get around to doing that. The other Nerf guns were a bit expensive for my liking, like the other one of those, which was a £5. Definitely no money in that. But I did pick up the Micro Shots Nerf Fortnite blaster. This one is a little bit scratched. There was also one loose dart. I don't know if you noticed, so I put that in there and took that with me. Yeah, it works and everything. I believe this is literally just a jolt inside the casing, I believe. is literally how these work, which is crazy. For 50p, I'll take any kind of Nerf gun. The other smaller blasters that were like £2 each, I didn't see the point in. And the micro light one, what was that called again? The one with the light on the bottom. Yeah, that was like £3 or £4, I think. So yeah, there was no point in that. But for 50p, I'll have a go on just about anything. Next thing we picked up was, of course, the Bobby Lashley action figure for £1. There's not actually much money in this either. I'll always pick up a wrestling figure from a charity shop for £1, but there actually isn't much money in this at all. This is listed on Vinted for £2 and postage and buy protection and so on and so forth. I think I listed this on eBay for £6 all in, which more or less equates to the same thing, and we'll just see how it goes. Obviously, just no money in Bobby Lashley. It's a shame. It's cool. It's a bit of a different thing to see. And there was also a Bray Wyatt basic where he was in the Funhouse attire, but that was £2, and I didn't think there was probably anything in it, so I just left it. Next up, we came across that insane bundle of Action Man stuff. So I picked up Professor Gangrene. Now, this is probably the most hideous thing in the world to most of you. This is an Action Man character I never had when I was a kid. And I remember when I was a kid, there was a charity shop near me that had a huge box of Action Man figures. And I did get a few of them, but I did not get the Professor Gangrene. And I always kind of regretted it. So this is like a little gift to myself. And again, just like I mentioned the Disaster Armory video, one day I'll go up in the loft, get my Action Men out, do a video on them. I actually just over here, because I never found a home for it, I actually still have the Red Wolf action figure, which this was an exclusive. There was like 3 main characters when Action Man X Missions came out, and they decided to make one a store exclusive. I can't even remember which store it was. So you had 3 main characters, and one of them was hard to get, and I didn't even know that until I was, much older. But I bought this in like early 2021, I think, and he's just floated around the room ever since. He's never really had a home. But we got the Professor Gangrene as well. World's most passive collection ever. Literally two figures picked up in the space of, I guess, 4 years between them. But, probably like 17 years at least since I last bought anything Action Man-y. So, yeah, really, really cool to finally get Professor Gangrene. A little gift to myself. I would have tried some of the others out, but obviously I've never really looked into Action Men all that much because you can never find them for a reasonable price, all with clothes on. There were a few there that I probably would have had a go on, just for the sake of, it's something different, it's something to enjoy. But since I was picking up so much stuff anyway, I just decided to just leave all the others. So yeah, we got Professor Gangrene. And the other thing we got from the Action Man pile was what I initially mistook for a footballer Action Man. What is actually a David Seaman action figure. Just an insane relic. It's got trigger arms, so that he's always saving the ball. He's always ready to go for a dive. He's actually got squishy legs. Very interesting piece, this. This is the best value item. You could get like 15, 16 for this. The clothes are terrible. You can't hold this without the shorts falling down. Unfortunately, one thing I didn't see, I probably still would have bought it, but one thing I didn't see was that there are actually like teeth marks in the hands. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, just knocked the price down a little bit. It's also a tiny mark above his eyebrow. But yeah, this was, I think, £5. Professor Gangrene was £3. This was about £5. Like I say, I think I could get about 15 for it. Until then, it's just a really funny relic to have in the house. And my dad got a copy of Codenames, Simpsons Codenames, for £3. Which he added to a pile of stuff he got a couple of days ago from a different charity shop. And in total, he spent about £7 on about £110 of card games and board games and stuff that wasn't used. Different types of code names, Star Wars deck building game, which I'm very eager to try out, and a lot of other cool stuff. And my mum got a hand puppet of Marshall from Paw Patrol for my nephew for £1. Which was really good. But again, why is that £1 and some of the plushes are so expensive? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do plan to actually do a proper charity shop toy hunt at some point where I actually plan to do that. I don't know how this has ended up as long as it has though, so I do appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed it, please do check out the Toy Hunts playlist in the end screen, Or who knows, maybe I'll have got around to looking through some old content and I'll have a charity shop hunt playlist in the end screen instead. And if you did enjoy this, please do like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. And I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.